Hey guys, trying out Garryth 2 in Defenders, which to me, Defenders looks like it really maximizes his feat with a ton of shot types that Garryth really likes. It likes the AoEs on the Stormfall archers. Stormfall archers like mortality. Ryssovass are kind of a good tar pit unit for cheap that have precision strike for Garryth's feat. Harpy's obviously good for pushing stuff. Nyss for shredding POW 10s, or shredding things that die to POW 10s and have kind of crappy stats. Aelyth Vyre seems kind of cool because of Last Word and the way Garryth's feat works. There's a chance for him to just move around and get a whole bunch of killing done on Garryth's feat turn. And then the additional dice to hit armor piercing POW 8s of the heavy rifle teams. All these have some pretty good tools into Garryth's feat. Now, there's a lot of other ones like AFGs and Electromancers and a lot of other stuff to try out here. This is kind of just dipping my toes into the Defender's world of Garryth. So let's move forward. There is Ashlynn, who has some Rocketmen, and it's in Llaese Resistance. 2 Toros on the left, the gray ones, and both of those are Manglers. One of them, the model is a Nomad, but it is actually being proxied as a Mangler. Anastasia is ambushing. So, let's do this. I cheat, and these Nyss Hunters right here, they were not allowed to advance move, but I advance move them because I forgot that it was without ranged weapons. For some reason, I thought it was melee units got to move forward, but it's specifically without ranged weapons get to advance move. So, Nyss do not get to advance move. Bummer. My opponent goes first. And he's just going to get things pretty far up the board, put out a cloud with Gorman right next to that house, and set up for next turn. He put some Rocketmen out there for me to shoot and try and kill. However, with Ashlynn, they've got the order for +2 defense, and then they also have Quicken, so they go from 14 to 16s to 18s against guns. So, my plan is to see, I don't like that. It kind of worries me quite a bit. So, my goal is to try and snipe out this officer that gives them that order back there. And I'm going to take some risks to do so. I'm not going to put up Road to War. I'm not going to put up Occultation. I'm not going to put up my upkeeps. Instead, Garryth is going to walk 7 up to here. He's going to take a boosted to hit shot, or he's going to boost hit Immortality. After Sylis puts Arcane Secrets on him, I need to hit a 12, I think it is. Because I'm he's an 18 and I'm a 6. And, hey, what do you know? I hit it. If that didn't happen, I was just going to try and shoot that Rocketman and then just kind of jam into them a little bit. And see what happens and try and get a feed out of him early. But yeah, Garryth hits it. He repos to right behind that wall so I can get cover. I camp 2. And then I've got some debates, because do I pop feet, do I not pop feet? If I pop feet, there's a chance he just backs up. And then if I pop feet, he can also throw his army into me and pop his feet, and there's no way I'll hit anything on his feet turn. So both of those things result in me not really getting anything done with my feet. But I don't think I can back up here. The Rocketmen walk some absurd distance and shoot and can just kill too much of my army. And then I think I'm just going to lose too much. He's got so much random stuff here that can shred me. It doesn't look like it, but there is. So, yeah. Whew. I decide to pop feet and go right there, and I don't really like it, but it's how it's going to be. And then I throw some stuff up. I throw Fate Knight Skeryth issyan on a flag. This is turn 1. For some reason, I think it's turn 2. It's just fast armies. He doesn't need to be on a flag. Get Trident over the house and into that zone so he can start killing Rocketmen down the road. Harpy also flies over there. Ghost Sniper flies over there. Everything kind of sets up for feet turn. And this is what our board looks like. Oh, importantly, so Ryssovass shot this Rocketman, And then I did a CRA, and I hit the officer, and I needed to roll like a 5 or something to kill him, and I left him on 1 box. So he is still getting the defense orders, and that's super, super sad. But yeah, this is where I'm at. This is what's going on. Let's see what happens. To make this short, it's really bad for me. Ashlynn, this Toro gets out of the way. Ashlynn comes screaming across the map to right here, pops her feet, catching effectively my entire army in feet, and has chosen ground up, so she's immune to knockdown. The Rocketmen come up and start shooting and throwing grenades and basically kill all of my Nyss, and I don't really get rid of them. A Toro comes charging up into the Ryssovass. This Harpy takes a shot at it, and under Ashlynn's feet, I needed a 5 on 4 dice drop the 2 that aren't going to make it a 5. And I hit. It was really cool, and I got to push him D3 back. And all those Ryssovass lived, and I was like, woo! Garryth's feet working as intended. Harpy's doing work. Really, really super cool. So that was sweet. Then, or sorry, it wasn't a Toro, it was a Mangler. Next Mangler comes flying in and can only reach 1 or 2 Ryssovass. And yeah, I think I hit it with a Ryssovass or something, or shot it with something or other. It didn't really matter. These Thorn mages over here start walking over here, and they are out of Garryth's 12 for his control range. And they knock down and light the Harpy on fire. And they also Thunderbolt Fey Knight Skeryth issyan to push him off the flag and just get some damage on him. The Gorman dude walks up and throws a blind grenade, hoping to catch Eiryss with it. Now that Fey Knight Skeryth issyan is right next to Eiryss, and it does not actually catch Eiryss, and the blast radius isn't big enough. So Fey Knight Skeryth issyan and a Stormfall Archer are blind, which is super, super lame. But I'm glad Eiryss isn't blind. And yeah, Gibbs comes up. Oh, Ragman comes up and Bone Shakers a Ryssovass, which kills another Ryssovass. Gibbs comes up and shoots an AoE at Fey Knight Skeryth issyan, kills the Stormfall Archer, and kills, I think, another Stormfall Archer. I think I lose 2 Stormfall Archers there. Stormfall Archers are shooting some AoEs. I'm doing a bunch of my feet movements. It's just not a whole lot as getting done with them, so to speak. Anastasia ambushes over here and toes into the corner of the zone, so I'm going to have a harder time removing her, and might not score that zone because she has stealth. And I have decent defense, so I have to walk over and take a shot at her. Then the Combat Alchemists come up, and I think I kill 1 with an AoE from Stormfall Archer, and they start throwing corrosion bombs on these Ryssovass right here. And they all get corroded, and I think 1 of them dies, and I make a ton of tough checks this game. And we end up in a spot like this, and I end up rolling off most of the corrosion rolls on these Ryssovass. But I'm looking at this and thinking to myself, his feet is up. I'm not going to get a whole lot of work done. And this feels kind of bad because I'm going to lose the rest of my Nyss and Ryssovass, and I really needed them to take out all of his heavies. Having all my infantry get shredded is pretty bad for me. So, the plan is assassination. Ashlynn came really far forward to catch my whole army in her feet. She is, I can't remember if she's camping 1 or 2. But the idea is Moros is going to get loaded up. He's going to fleet and walk with acrobatics and parry over the top of her, land behind her. And that's not the exact spot of it, but be out of 6 of that Toro and be out of line of sight of this Toro. And then basically put a boosted to hit attack into her back. And I need to roll an 8. On 5 dice, drop the 2 that I care about. And I hit the 8 on the first attack, and then I put the second attack into her. And then that does some decent damage. And then some Ryssovass start charging into her. And I think the Ryssovass kill her. Now that she's paralyzed from Moros dropping her defense to 5. I can't remember if the Ryssovass kill her or if Garryth kills her. But basically, she dies. So that was that. Don't feel great on attrition the way this game goes. This type of defensive skew feat really, really screws what Garryth wants to do. His feat is kind of a little bit worthless in this scenario. I got some good value out of it. I mean, I got a little bit of value out of it, but it really could have been a lot better. All the Rocketmen stayed out of Garryth's feat, and I'm really not liking building him for feat. It feels kind of like a trap a little bit. It kind of feels like I'm setting myself up for one turn of glory that my opponent has the power and ability to play around, potentially. And yeah, there's lots of good things that can come out of that one turn of power. I've won games on scenario with it already. Can win attrition games. There's lots of good things that can happen, but I'm not crazy about the list builds that it has been creating for me in Shadows and Defenders. So I'm going to start looking to legions and get more of an attrition-based army. Whew, yeah. I think I could have a little bit of scenario going for me this game, but I was going to lose my army before scenario was a thing, so assassination really was my best option. And, I mean, it was okay odds. Moros also was going to do that before anything else activated, so if it doesn't work, I can switch gears and go for attrition and scenario and just try and play a game. Yeah, that's all I got at this point. So, yeah. I think I stayed decently true to my skill sheets. I didn't get assassinated. I had a hard decision for turn 1. I didn't think about his feat very well. Those are all kind of mistakes I've made. I was aware of scenario, and I was trying to set up for a scenario, but the game really never even made it to that spot. I feel like I did good getting the cover and not getting assassinated, because I think there was a chance of me getting assassinated with Ashlynn's feat. And like my opponent said, if he had just had admonition up instead of chosen ground, although then there's also the chance that the Trident slams something into Ashlynn and knocks her down. So there were a couple of options there. Felt like I was pretty good on... no, I was kind of bad on threat ranges. This guy right here. Because a lot of my Nyss died that I feel like didn't need to die. I could have put them farther back out of the grenade ranges. I really only needed to commit a specific number of Nyss to try and shoot down his officer. That was really the game plan for that whole shindig. I was not able to set up an alpha when going second. And I did not have one turn foresight because of Ashlynn's feat. I did not feel like it. Overall, kind of a messy game, I guess. And I think that's just how that's going to settle out for me. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed it.